Hi, my name is Fortune Winter, and I'm the president of the Kevin Winter Foundation. This is a brief overview of our organization, as well as some of our activities and partnerships, specifically Project RISE, our flagship project, and some call to action. Some fun facts. The organization was named after my father, Kevin Winter, who was a 40-year missionary in Africa, lived quite a life, and ended up passing from cancer in 2015. 2018, after graduating college, I started working with the Universal Peace Federation as the assistant of the chairperson for UPF Africa, Dr. Catherine Rigney, as well as the IT director. It brought me around Africa, around the world, and I was able to meet many amazing people, a lot of VIPs, presidents. Working with the youth specifically, my responsibility was the logistics, preparing for the events beforehand. So everything from accommodations to transportation and flights and all of that. These are some of the events that I've worked, and just to highlight, the first 7 events were major events with thousands of attendees, some up into the range of 80,000, and from number 8 down, about 22 events, which took place after starting KWF. It was really these events that helped me to find the need for an organization such as KWF to support the education of the youth. We are a 501c3 nonprofit registered in Maryland. In 2020, headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri, where I'm located. Our vision is to continue the lifetime legacy of Kevin Winter with the mission to support the education and training of youth in Africa. Some of our accomplishments: over the years, we've raised over $1 million. With our partners, we've been able to provide leadership training and support for over 200 youth, IT equipment for 50 young people, infrastructure development throughout the region, Nigeria, Zambia for some, and yearly support of an orphanage of 60 youth in Cameroon, as well as ongoing IT training and support throughout Africa. These are our board of directors, and just to highlight some of them, my mother, Evelyn Winter, is the vice chair. My wife is Youngsoon Winter as the vice president. And then we have Barbara Harrington, the secretary treasurer. Our operations director is Kiwon Zinzu, and project manager is Pascal Belancu. And our core team, these are a group from all throughout Africa. Myoga in South Africa is our secretariat. Sheun is in Senegal as our interpretation the department leader. Pangil Diarra, our copywriter from Burkina Faso. Kiyung from Rwanda, our video editor. Godwin as our social media manager, and Khalid from Nigeria, as well as Godwin's from Nigeria. Our team of advisors, we have Dr. Rigney as the co-chair of Africa region. Reverend Bakri Kamara as also a Chunli One co-chair for Africa region. Mrs. Pamela Stein as the co-founder, and Stephen Winter, my brother, as the co-founder of our Project RISE. These are some of our partners: the IAYSP, International Association of Youth and Students for Peace, UPF Africa, the Universal Peace Federation, and the African Youth Development Association. Some of our activities through these partnerships: the African Youth Development Association's sponsored 63 orphans for years now, and we've been able to help supply school uniforms, books, food supplies, and such. In Nigeria, country is the most populated country in Africa, and we were able to help, with a major population of youth, to steer the guidance of the youth through character development, character education, which is a big issue, not just in Africa, but throughout the world. And so this was a teacher training program of 20 pilot schools in the capital of Nigeria, in Abuja. And it's going to be implemented throughout Nigeria as well, in partnership with the government of Nigeria. We've also done some of the solar power installations to help with electricity, being a very serious issue in Africa and specifically in Nigeria. Our partnership with IAYSP has been extensive in supporting their Hyojang Rang and Chonoguk Citizens Academy program. The HJ Rong, Hyojang Rong, is a leadership training program, and it is specifically infusing spiritual leadership qualities with external skills. So it's their high-end, elite, so to speak, program for this organization of IAYSP Africa. This one is based out of Lusaka, Zambia. In addition to that, this is all of the youth under IAYSP's care. They're facilitating over 13,000 youth. Specifically, I'll highlight for the age group between 18 and 24 is our focus through 2024, 2025 in providing support in skills training and education for that group. And so they devised a program called the Chonoguk Citizens Academy, which is a one-year program right out of high school for all the youth in that age group, the 3,079 of those youth. And Project RISE is under the care of KWF. We are infusing this program with the skills development, where they're providing more of the internal guidance and training. We're providing those external guidance and training. So a brief overview of Project RISE. This is some research that we've done since 2021 based off of the 2019 World Economic Forum data. This is some statistics on the African youth and employment statistics. 60% of the youth are under 25 years old, and the UN estimates by 2040 half the global youth will be living in Africa. That's how many youth they are there. 12 million youth each year leave school and enter the job market, and only 10% of all higher education students that go on to find a decent job out of those students. So there's a fourth industrial revolution happening. Companies are digitizing, but the pool of the skills does not match what is needed in the industries and in the commerce. So there's a digital divide there, varying degrees of access to computers and ultimately online resources, which are spurred by the uneven growth of the internet across the different countries and socioeconomic classes. The internet users do not possess the skills necessary to take advantage of the opportunities provided. So there's a youth unemployment crisis. 60% of unemployment are the youth, and 90% of underemployed graduates. Out of all those that graduate, only 10% go on to find sustainable jobs to support them and their families. So the students who lack digital skills are being left behind. How do we help students compete in the global marketplace? We developed this program, Project RISE, which is its mission is to raise African youth to become value-driven professionals and future leaders by offering skills and resources needed to overcome personal and economic challenges. Our focus is the keywords becoming value-driven professionals. This means they can enter employment with a company or an organization and be able to bring value 5 times the amount of what it would cost for them to be hired, perhaps for an example. It's a 3-phase program starting with education, opportunities, and entrepreneurship. So phase 1 is skills and leadership training. Phase 2 is virtual internships. And then phase 3 is a business incubator coupled with job placement. We're adding to that. The first phase is a 10-week program. This is our boot camp phase, which we started with our pilot teaching digital skills, marketing, graphic design, video editing, data management, leadership skills, blockchain technology, and real-world projects. The second phase was an internship program where we helped organizations to grow while making a positive social impact in helping the youth to be able to apply the skills that they're learning. And then the third phase is a business incubator with entrepreneurship and job placement. This is freelancing, helping the youth to get gigs, whether it's connecting them to companies for jobs, and also microloans, investing into their businesses, providing them a hub, perhaps, is something we're looking to eventually get to, a tech hub that can have a business incubator within that infrastructure. We launched a pilot in 2021, which had 15 students from throughout Africa, all different countries, English-speaking, French-speaking, but the pilot was done in English. And out of all these students and these 4 courses, we chose these 4 out of the top 10 in-demand skills in Africa, these were the 4 that we chose, where we had a partnership with several companies, LinkedIn Learning being one of them, to provide and facilitate the courses. We had skilled teachers and coaches as well to provide also some additional coaching and as well as internal guidance with that. This is one of our guest speakers from our coaching program who created a course called Mindset. It's a mindset course and leadership, teaching leadership. In the end, we had 7 graduates with a score of C or higher was our requirement. We focused on personal leadership, completed tasks, and daily attendance in this process, and we were able to get those 7 graduates with these metrics. Everyone received a certificate of recognition for being an ambassador, RISE ambassador we called them. They received certificates for the specific courses that they completed, and then a whole certificate of completion as well, with some receiving those honorary certificates for excelling in their in the way that they graduated. And we had a little victory celebration to celebrate with them. And after that, those that graduated, the 7 graduates, bringing together those 4 different skills, work together, teaching them the team building aspect as an internship for UPF Africa. UPF, as I said before, holds events. These were virtual events at this time. It was a world summit taking place, semi-virtual, in Korea on site, and then online through virtual connections, through Zoom, through connection. And our goal, the target for this internship for the students, was to be able to bring people to attend online through virtual registrations and also to grow our social media following. So it was an organic as well as a marketing goal for that. So the students worked together. They reached over 1 million people. Overall engagement was 38,000, and we had 600 people register for the event, as well as raising the social media followers by 250 new followers. So since the pilot, we've had interpretation courses being developed. One of our partners is a master's she received a master's in interpretation, a conference interpretation. She created a program that we're able to teach the youth how to harness their skills. Africa being a nation, trilingual, major nation, obviously thousands of smaller dialects of languages, but English, French, and Portuguese being the 3 main countries, or 3 main languages being utilized throughout the countries. So this was a French to English speaking interpretation course that we had groups of 8 to 10 different students come. This was the second that went through, and we're still developing this program to train them to be able to be to facilitate interpretation within a high-level conference, whether it be a summit with heads of states in attendance or so on and so forth, being able to communicate clearly and interpret between the 2 different languages. Ongoing UPF Africa IT supportive roles from these graduates. We have several here who went through the program of Project RISE, and we hired them on not only through UPF Africa, but as well as the Kevin Winter Foundation has hired some of them on, as you can see familiar faces in there. And then entrepreneurship. We're still developing this aspect as we're focusing primarily on the first few phases right now. But this one we've been doing, Rise and Start Biz Talks is the title of a podcast series that we started, and bringing on young entrepreneurs throughout the country to share their stories, discovering keys to success in starting a business and entrepreneurship for the youth. And we're still exploring other avenues right now. We've delivered a lot of IT equipment over the years, computers, cell phones, other IT-related equipment to support and facilitate the training and education, not just within our own programs, but through our partner organizations as well. And so our call to action is to go to kevinwinterfoundation.com and check out our activities, which I just described. You can support us there, as well as shopping through our Project RISE merchandise store to support our activities. More specifically, we're developing RISE University, which is an element within phase 1 of the skills learning element, putting all these courses together, recruiting educators, recruiting coaches to develop courses that they can offer to this program. There's an element of business there as well. We're able to sell memberships as we develop it, and find some ways to collaborate with the coaches, with the educators, in a way that they can receive some income from the course that they create, as well as it can support the overall program of Project RISE. And so this is in development right now, and we're able to offer it as well for this upcoming program with the Chonoguk Citizens Academy initiative. The virtual internship partners, we're looking to make these kinds of partners with organizations that are interested in hiring interns. It's where they can really develop and harness their skill once they get the skill through Project RISE, the first phase. So we're looking for organizations that are interested in working with us, interested in hiring interns and collaborating in one way or another. And you can also sign up for our e-news. We have a blog content creator who updates about Kevin Winter Foundation and Project RISE on the regular. So you can go to our website, kevinwinterfoundation.com, and click the Contact Us button there. You can fill out a form with information on how you're interested in communicating with us, whether it's a partnership, sponsor, donor, or one way or another. And that's it. Thank you so much. Looking forward to hearing from you.